Okay, so let's have a look at these trusts through the NAT solution, like I was saying. So firstly, let's look at our client domain controller. This is the one on 10.1.1.1. It's got a trust enabled with our other domain controller, which is that one, which is on our cloud, and there's NAT between the two. Okay, so I've explained that in the document. You can see that NAT is happening over that connection base. So first thing, let's just have a look at the trust. There we go, you can see the trust is there. Okay, now what we can do is we can just validate that trust if you want to. Let's validate it. So we need an account in the cloud domain, that's the password. There you go, you can see that the trust has been validated, it's in place and active. Now that was set up while the NAT solution was in place. There's no reason to set it up before NAT is in place, so it just shows that process is working properly. So what I'll do is I'll show you how we can now, with that trust in place, actually select resources from the client domain to gain access to the cloud resources. So what I'll do is I'll switch to the cloud domain controller, which is this one. Okay, so the easiest way for me to do this is just to set up a file share, and we'll allocate user access from the client domain. So let's set up a folder, call it test folder. And let's look at the sharing. So do an advanced share, we'll share it, we can share it as whatever, test, and then we'll look at permissions. Okay, so what I'm going to do is add a permission. You see there that at the minute the users are coming from cloud, okay, but we want to be able to select users and groups from client, okay, so through that trust mechanism, just to show that trust mechanism is actually working as expected. So click on locations, we're going to select the client. There we go. So we need to be able to authenticate to the client. That's the password. There we go. So we're going to select the client Active Directory tree through the trust, and I'm just going to enter a group from the client domain. So we'll go for domain users. There we go. You can now see that domain users is now has permissions. I can give it full control if you want to this particular file share. Well, it would have done if I hadn't clicked cancel. Let's click apply this time. There we go. You can see that anyone who's a domain user now has full control over that share. Now that permissioning access will now work for pretty much any application that uses that model for authentication. So what we'll do is we'll move on and I'll just show you how that actually really does work as well.